Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me. We'll be doing a quick reading for Sagittarius. So let's dive in. Sagittarius, what is your most valuable piece of advice for Sagittarius people and placements? Pomegranate, interesting, very interesting. Okay. Let's go ahead and read. Dare to taste the unknown, let it seduce your spirit awake. 29. It says lust, pleasure, seduction, forbidden fruit, and sexuality. Your higher self chose this card because you're ignoring things that could show you the path to your purpose, to more rewarding relationships or unrealized talents or new ways to experience fun. There is some debate about the fruit eaten by Eve in the garden. Some believe it was an apple, while others believe it was a pomegranate. The superfruit's connection to the story is what invokes its alignment with temptation. And sadly, the story of Eve leads many to believe their desires should be denied instead of embraced. Each desire is a clue about what brings you fulfillment, joy, love, and happiness, success, and other high vibrational emotions that are yours to claim. By denying desires, you deny what makes you you. Pomegranate encourages you to allow yourself to experience everything that is within your heart. Try new foods, take an unusual path to a familiar place, or travel, or go somewhere new, right? Travel, speak to someone unusual, do the things that scare but also excite you. In doing so, you discover the freedom to experience your full self without limitations and boundaries. There's also something here about temptation here, though, I think, and about karmic cycles. So I would be careful, though, as well, like not to get looped into any kind of contracts. Capricorn energy here. This could be in your career. This could be with lovers. But yeah, I would evaluate any opportunities because pomegranate brings to mind like the principle of like the feminine being kidnapped and taken into the underworld, right? Where once she eats the fruit, she's stuck in the underworld. So somebody could be offering you something, but it might have strings attached. So I would be careful in what you take at this time. And now I'm seeing Pan's Labyrinth. It's kind of like that scene, if you've ever seen it, with the Saturn guy who represents Saturn, which is all skin and bones, and he has the eyes on his hands, right? He doesn't have them on his face. And the scene basically goes that if you eat anything off the table, like it's no bueno. So it's like a huge temptation, right? Especially in the war-torn setting. It was like a civil war, a revolutionary war or something during that movie, and everyone was starving. Food was scarce to get by, right? And this table is laden with the beautiful fruits and all this sort of temptations, and this little girl can't help but taste something. So do be careful because there could be strings attached. But let's continue to see what else we can get for Sag. Alchemy, ancestors, present. Tell me more. I feel like be careful of anything hidden as well. You could be doing, there could be something happening behind closed doors you're not seeing clearly. There's also something about maybe working with cauldrons. Just be careful, because something may look really good on the surface, but it might, have strings or something like that. So, detachment, interesting. Tell me more. So maybe observing something from a more detached stance, or maybe listening to this reading, right? So it's interesting how all the cards are coming out sideways. External in the we have superficiality in the reverse. Pay attention to your dreams at this time, and your instincts and your intuition. It's kind of giving like I personally don't want to be in any relationships, but people, and I saw this TikTok that said something like men who just pursue you, it's like sexual assault, right? Because it's like they don't give you anything, they just want to bang basically. And it's so detrimental, the effects that men can have on society, and how dangerous it is. And so somebody might want to just, be with you, or even wants to marry you, whatever, but do you want that for yourself? Is that what you want? It's kind of giving like maybe you're gay, but they're like forcing you, or they want you to be in this heterosexual relationship. So maybe there's something about standing your ground or something like that, but let's continue. Or maybe you're just celibate. Cycles, interesting. Passion in the reverse. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, truth in the reverse. Okay, let's move on to some tarot. Sagittarius, tell us the most vital messages from the highest team timeline. Give us a warning. What is the warning for Sag? Something's not over, a cycle that could repeat itself. This could be like a dynamic or way of thinking. So do be careful that you're not repeating lessons. Tell me more. Yeah, this could be in your collaborations, right? This could be like dynamics between friends, coworkers, people around you. Tell me more. It's kind of giving like people being nice just so that you can, do something for them, or Chariot. There could be a lack of instability here as well. Like you don't want to have your long-term stability jeopardized by a bad decision. Let's get some tea leaf. Sagittarius. Yep, trouble, accusations, career. Yeah. Yeah, I would avoid maybe getting involved with anybody in your career, it seems, even if people are trying to collaborate with you in a sexual manner or in a relational manner, in a romantic manner. I think your ancestors are available, so definitely call on them for support and protection as well. Yeah, be careful. Be careful about your collaborations as well. Any new people that you meet or you're collaborating with, I wouldn't trust them right out the gate. That might be hard for you to do, but it's hard to put the genie back in the bottle is what I'm seeing in my head. So a meeting with a stranger, tell me more. You got to be careful because you might, think that you're going to get along with somebody or work with somebody, but there's something about boundaries here is the vibe I'm getting. But anything else for Sag? Yeah, younger man. Interesting. So this could be a younger man who wants to collaborate with you or just somebody immature. There could be an age difference, though. They don't want you to be, too much concerned with sexual matters. Yeah. Two-faced friend. Yeah. Love in the reverse. So, yeah, be careful because, a lot of men, no offense to the men watching, will enter relationships with nefarious intentions or they're just too immature to handle it, right? And so they will become very nefarious over time. That's interesting. This one's showing up right away. Not everyone's energy will align with you when you're on your path. So continue to stay aligned to your own path. Tell me more, Sagittarius. The road is opening. You are being guided. Okay, Sagittarius. So be careful of any decisions, choices, temptations, invitations as well. Says they put all the blame on you so they don't have to carry it. So yeah, do be careful because this could be somebody who you might work with that will do this, right? Or collaborate with or maybe date. Strengthening your aura. So you need to have a really strong aura so that you can repel anything negative. Addiction isn't love. Yeah, these could be very codependent people, right? Maybe they just want to get with you because they want to live with you type energy, right? Better choices equals a better life. So make sure you're not making wrong choices, it seems. Ancestors want to deal karma. Do you jive with them? Are they on your level? Interact with the highest timeline. Discernment and cleanse. So continue to do your cleansing, especially if you feel like something like is in your energy. Like think about it, cleanse it out. Maybe do some protection rituals or things that can help you, banishment, whatever. Interact with your highest timeline. Discernment. Interesting. Believe more in yourself. Yeah. So there could be something about needing to even reject certain offers or opportunities because there's maybe like insinuated kind of motives. Sagittarius, people and policemen. It says drink more water, and it says don't fall in love too quick. Exactly. That's the vibe I'm getting here. It's kind of giving like Pluto or the god of the underworld, right? He he kidnapped her, brought her to the underworld, and then said like eat. And he was probably quite charming or nice, I assume, or tried to be, right? Because that's how abusers work, right? And then once he had her there, he was like game over, right? So you need to have that discernment to choose what's like with the world in the reverse here. There's something about not repeating past cycles. Let's get you a Kali card for my Sag, my beautiful Sagittarius. Okay, Arthur Kali and Barabi. Okay. Yeah. So if something feels off, like in your gut, even if everybody's like, yeah, come on, come over here and hang out with us, and I've got a person you can date or whatever, maybe double think it because if it's not aligned, it's not aligned, and why should you need to date somebody if you don't want to date them? So you shouldn't, right? That's assault. Her heart contains the seeds of your soul and a complete awareness of the divine destiny she has always intended for you. Her heart contains the seeds of your soul. Interesting. There is a sacred purpose for which you are born and a meaningful, divinely protected pathway for you to fulfill it. So if you do need to reject anything, know that you're still protected. Only you can decide to put your faith and commitment into that path and continue to take a step at a time in honoring what is value to your heart, tuning into her loving plan and taking those steps. The pathway reveals itself, and you shall attract great blessings that benefit all. And taking those steps. Interesting. I'm seeing something though about like even when you're on your path, I feel like there's a lot of distractions. Like there's a lot of demons will work through any freaking vessel they can get, and that could be like a lot of times what demons will do, in my personal opinion, is they'll make it look like everything you ever wanted. Like, let's say you were thinking, you were craving something like recently, like, oh, I just really would like a specific slice of pizza and it has this on it or whatever. And then you bump into someone and they're like, oh, let me take you to a place, and it's just too perfect. You know what I mean? It's just too, like, almost they picked up your thoughts or something. And that's not always God. Anybody can pick up, like spirits, everybody can pick up thoughts. Everybody. It's telepathy. So there's sometimes negative intentions, and something is disguised as something that's really not good, or something just to lure you in. So do be careful of that. Let's go ahead and read 21 here as well. Yeah. I mean, if you have faith in God and your divine path, you're always protected, right? There's no need to sacrifice or suffer. Sublime by Ravi, fierce with the sacred rage, cannot be deceived. Yeah, exactly. Nor deterred. She is unflinching, fearless, and determined. She causes that which is unworthy of the soul to flee. So if you need to, like, stand your ground or kind of protect yourself, you know, sometimes people look for, like, an easy prey, but you can divert them away from your energy by saying, you know what, like, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. Well, suddenly, you know what I mean, like, suddenly that opportunity is not on the table anymore, and that's okay. It's a good thing. Because at least you were honest. You weren't, like, being swindled or kind of schmoozed into going along with a plan that you didn't want to, right? So she secures divine protection for the authentic soul path. Her presence empowers our hearts to face our fears and signifies that we're ready to overcome anything that's held us back. She gives us the power to fulfill our heart's desires and reminds us to embrace our unique path with confidence. So you have a unique path, right? And there's a reason for you to have that unique path. You would cheapen yourself by, you know, going along with demonic plans, working through others. The sixth of the Mahavidya, wisdom goddesses, is Bhairavi. She is the wrathful emanation of Kaliman, the conqueror of fear. Her name means formidable and terrifying. Why would we be afraid of the Divine Mother? We recognize she is fearsome in the sense her divine magnificence and inspiring all like a force of nature, powerful enough to rattle our inflated sense of entitlement and invincibility. She becomes something we can revere because we recognize with relief a power so much greater than the small-minded workings of ego. So make sure you're not making choices that are like, oh, you know what, like, I want that piece of pizza, and, you know, I'm not really, something in my gut tells me this isn't the right thing, but, you know, there's a slice of pizza at the end waiting for, it's like, duh, like, the demons are going to try to lure you in with stupid shit like that. We can dedicate ourselves to alleviating the suffering we see in the world if that is what motivates our heart, yet we can also take refuge from becoming disheartened by the extent of our task because we recognize divine greatness and capacity. The entitled mind of a young soul may misinterpret such magnificence as an excuse for apathy. This is why she must be fearsome. To the minds, the fear of God is necessary to trigger the inner growth until the love of God is enough to motivate. Sorry, I didn't understand the entitled mind. Magnificence as an excuse for apathy. Why would you? Excuse for apathy. Okay. By Ravi's divine wrath, she demands that we meet her potential. There is no playing small. When she arises in a reading, her appearance manifests to give us the necessary reminder to step up our spiritual game. So there could be something about leaning into your spiritual routines, rituals, guidance. You know, if you're not sure, ask for guidance from your spirit team, dear guardian angels, guides, Angel Michael. Please let the truth be revealed so that Sagittarius and all those watching and understanding and relating to this reading cannot be deceived from their path. Your commitment, amen. Thank you. And your commitment to the spiritual practices that suit you at this time is strongly encouraged. There is divine forces that will more than match the efforts, and a great deal of progress can be made in a relatively short time frame. If you apply yourself to a task, your progress will unfold more rapidly than you expect. You can accomplish even intimidating prospects if you harness your courage and commit to the process. To encourage such dedication, she dangles a divine carrot. If we step up, her power is ours of protection, and she shares her divine powers with us too. Interesting. Let's go to the next page and see. Embrace our true passions and allow them to burn and purify us from within. So what you truly want, you know, if that piece of pizza comes with strings tied that you don't want, you know, yeah. The Tantras teach Bhairavi incites every form of passion and teaches the power to control them. This is why she is yogini. So kind of having that ability to not be impulsive, right? And how to unleash and yet guide the wild energies of our sacred passion and purpose. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's move on to some other messages. I'm going to pull some Lenormand, Sagittarius. I feel like this is more of a warning reading. Don't fall in love too quick. Yeah, don't trust people right out the gate. There could be some growth in genuine people coming towards you, but you need to vet them if they are genuine. If you're getting like a weird vibe or you see something that's like a karmic cycle repeating itself, maybe pause. Take some time to think on it, you know. Take some time to reject it. Oh, that came out quick. Mistletoe, yeah. This could be like a love situation that repeats. I think mistletoe is also like a poison, though, isn't it? Like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm getting that. Let's actually search it. Mistletoe poison. History. I don't know. It says it could be poisonous, so. Hmm. Let us continue. We're going to. Interesting. It says learn from the past. It's just popping out here. So there is something here about, learning from the past and not repeating cycles. Let's get your most valuable advice today for Sagittarius to guide them during this morning reading. Interesting. Dream the world into being in the reverse. Let's see. 38. Fear not, for whatever dreaming you did in the past can change today as you dream anew. Wake up from the perception that everything's wrong, open your eyes, and consciously dream a better dream. Interesting. So really define what you want and honor it. Interesting. Let's continue with some more juicy messages. I'm seeing like the Epstein kind of like how they use yeah, now I'm seeing like basically they say that they use like no offense, like this might be a little trigger warning, but like they blackmail politicians basically with the crimes that they commit against these children, right? And they offer them these children, and I guess a lot of these men obviously they'd love that, having that much power. And men are kind of, no offense, fundamentally evil, because it's ruled by a malefic. So yeah, there could be something here about like almost somebody luring you in with like a shiny apple only to cage you kind of energy, right? So be careful of that, Sagittarius. People in placements. I heard unspoken covenant, so I don't know what that's supposed to be. Because sometimes things that look too sweet on the surface is what makes it look is the warning, right? So like a lot of dangerous creatures can look very like that fish. I think it's the anglerfish that like looks like a small little creature, and then behind it is a huge gaping mouth that eats its prey. So secretly threatened by you. Interesting. Do aura cleansing and protection. Inhale white golden light, imagining golden protection emanating from the chest, dissolving negative and developing a shield. Dissolving negativity you send out. Okay. Secretly threatened. Interesting. Secretly threatened by you. What else do we have? We have wants to reunite to play you. So this could be like a demon, right? Working through different bodies, even if it is somebody else. Something is fishy. That's the energy I'm freaking getting. It's like something is fishy. It smells like it might look great on the surface, and everything looks fine. It looks like but you don't know enough about the situation yet, right? So there could be things that you're not seeing. Yeah. Practice time management. Yeah. Okay. What is this? Remove all doubts, have fun, but kind of sideways. I would be careful about doing that. I think this is more of a time for you to be diligent, perhaps. Never trust words, only actions. So trust your intentions, trust your gut more than people's, words and what they're saying. Very interesting reading. Sagittarius. Did we pull tarot? I think we did. Yeah, a few cards. Boss up here in the future position. Protection, because you can see that dog in the corner. Black dogs can be symbolisms of protection, I believe. So let's see. Actually, let's get some backup on that. A shield against negative influences. Interesting. Yeah, this could be a time more that you need to pull away from things as well. Maybe there's a time to like get reoriented in your own energy as well. Interesting energies. Let's get your actions. Let's get your advice. Sagittarius' highest timeline actions to protect them from any harm from the highest timeline for Sag. Truth and clarity. See things truly, because things could be unclear. Communicate clearly as well if you can. Your intentions, their intentions. This could be a test. Look towards the future and use your intuition. I heard chaos isn't love. Yeah, there could be something like a potential for pain. Yeah, Fool in the reverse. So be careful of new beginnings. Ace of Cups in the reverse. Be careful of anything that you want to invest in right now. I would say, especially like love wise. I would focus on your own love and put yourself first, and that really sends a signal out to the universe. Really, when you do that, when you do reject certain things that are not in alignment, when you say no to the right opportunity, to the wrong opportunities, should I say? But let's get a familiar card. We haven't used these in a while. Sagittarius, the highest teams of love and light. Valuable messages, please. Oh, independence. Love to see a black cat. Yeah, custodianship, protecting yourself. Because somebody might be like having other motives, right? Your luck is about to change. Break free from a controlling situation. Loyalty wins the day. Mysterious encounter brings good fortune. Believe in yourself. Stop relying on others. Independence frees you from recent storm magic. Curl up and take a cat nap. Talk to your cat. Yeah, so if you need to like, I'm seeing a psychic. Maybe you need to get like a psychic reading or something like that. Yeah. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Gnome, custodianship. Details need defending. Work with the magic of the earth and the pentagram. Interesting. Something deeply hidden will soon be revealed. My nurturing guardianship serves a stable foundation as fundamental to your security. I quietly go about my business with waste not, want not attitude. So make sure that you're not overspending or anything. Overseeing all flora and fauna as caretaker of the element of earth. An attitude that serves you well when when blighted by the trappings of consumerism. Yeah, it's kind of giving like, you could take this opportunity and make all this money, and then you could go and buy and you could go shopping, but at what cost and at what price? And is there something nefarious hidden behind it that will lead to your downfall down the line? So there is something here about staying on your path, even if you think like, oh, it's just a shortcut, I can go there or something like that. It could take you way off your path. So I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for being here. I think a lot of things are opening for you. Something about moon cycles could be relevant as well. Please hit like, subscribe. You can get a personal through the Buy Me a Coffee link or leave a tip through there. Best of luck. Take care.